Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I am taking part in the Superhero Digital Card Kit Video Hop. I know, that's a mouthful. This is from Neha at Crescent Creation, and this, it looks like, and I completely missed it first time I was reading the description on this, so it looks like this is her first ever digital card kit. But you don't just get the digis, you get some extra things that I've got sitting on my desk, so this is totally awesome. So we've got 3 different little packs of, oh, my brain just stopped again. Anyway, we've got some star sequins, we've got this other pretty sequin mix, and these little Father's Day clay bits. Now, what I understand, I double checked with Elizabeth because she is the expert. This pack is available in her shop separate. These 2 are only going to be available in the card kit. And the way that I understand the card kit's going to work is you're going to get these guys, plus you're going to get the digital, which means I don't think that the pages that I have that are printed out here that she sent me, I believe those are going to be the ones that you get the digital of, but the rest of this stuff you get sent to you, including all of these. These are laser printed sentiments. So we've got a bunch of the superhero, and then underneath here, we've got You Are My, Mom, You Are My, Teacher, You Are My, get the idea, Dad, You Are My, it looks like she's giving 2 of each, Grandpa and Grandma, You Are Mine, and I just noticed that they're actually 2 different size shields. So there's a big one and there's a smaller one. So you got all of those. Then you get, this is the digital part that you get. This has got all of the different pieces that I just showed you, plus all of the names, plus some arrows, plus some little speech bubbles, and a pal. I love this shape. And my dad is my superhero, and my dad is my superhero. Okay, twice. So that is pretty cool. So you're going to get all of that. Plus, there's more. Yeah, wait, there's more. This is a piece of pretty vellum. That's nice vellum. And then we've got some heavyweight cardstocks. Now this piece here is just gorgeous. Look at that. And then we've got some red, superhero yellow, some green, and some blue. All of those are heavyweight cardstocks. So you got all of that. Plus, we've got some backgrounds. So this is the one I think I'm going to use today. I love that skyline. But then you've got that big bit there. Actually, I'm thinking that might be a separate card. Oh my goodness. But we got in blue and yellow and green and red. And then we've got this one that says superhero. And then we've got the comic strips. Just love those. A few years back, there was a comic strip paper pad at Michael's that I had to get a couple copies of. And then I don't remember if I actually ever used it. The thing is, it was basically everything was sized for scrapbooks, and I don't do scrapbooks. Anyway, and on top of that, yes, there's more. This is some laser sentiments. So you've got some pages of sentiments that are all laser printed, which means, guess what? These are all foilables. So I've already got my laser printer heating up, and I did have this open before, but now I have to remember how it, oh, here we go. Let me get those sentiments out. So we've got a bunch of sentiments. Happy Teacher's Day, superhero in scrubs. That is awesome. You are my favorite superhero. Not all heroes wear capes. Thanks for being amazing to my favorite teacher. Thank you. You are a true hero. You're my hero. Have a super day. Thank you for helping me grow. Super. The world needs more of you. Then we've got Father's Day. Happy Father's Day twice. I love you. You are my superhero. Thank you for all you do. Best dad in the world. Thank you, Daddy's Girl. And I'm sure that other folks have read through all of these for you as well, because I'm not the only person in this hop. So I'm going to stop at that. But all of these are foilable, meaning if you've got a color of toner foil that you like, you can run it through your laminator or make machine and you are good to go. Same thing for these ephemera pieces that are already die cut out. Those are all toner as well. So guess what I'm going to be using at least one of today, right? So let me go ahead and get started. I do have a little bit of a basic idea. Like I said, I think I want to use this piece here, and then I was trying to think, I really want a superhero on there, right? Well, about a year or two ago, I had gotten this stamp set. It's been a while. It's an older set. I have no idea if it's still available, but there'll be something else like it. This is from Love Cynthia, and it's your super. And I already had one of my superhero guys still cut out. This was one that I think I colored it and used my scan and cut to cut it out, because the cutting is actually pretty good. And I don't think I could do that to just fussy cutting, but I'm thinking that would be super sweet on there. And then I could have one of these sentiments, probably the dad. We could do this for Todd's dad, big or little one, and then put it on there, you are my superhero. So that is kind of the idea I'm going with. So this is going to be pretty much a quick and simple card, unlike most of the cards that you guys see me do. But let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so if I want to use this little guy, I think I need to use some red foil. So here is just a sheet of toner foil. I don't recall where I've got it, but I've got it and it's in my stash, and I need to use this stuff up so I can use some other things, right? And since it's such a large piece, I am just going to use a rotary trimmer to trim this down instead of my quick cutter, because this is pretty much, I think, a little bit big for the quick cutter. And I might need a new blade because it was slipping around a little bit. Okay. Also using some parchment paper as my carrier sheet. I found that that works the best through my laminator. And this should work fairly well, since this is, it is professionally printed. It's not like going through my laminator. My laminator probably wouldn't do as good of a job. So I'm going to go ahead and put down a few of those. I think I'm going to do a mom one too. I may do a Mother's Day card like that for his mom. And let's see how much space I've got there. Do I have any extra? Looks like that is about right. So I'm also going to dust off the inside here, just in case some embossing powder or a stray cat hair has happened to get in there. And reduce the amount of excess space. And just cover everything up. And then we're going to run that through my Crenova laminator. And I have been using this for a couple of years, and I love this laminator. It has worked out really, really well for me. It's not really all that expensive. I'm sure that using a Mink machine would give me better results, but for what I do, this has worked just fine. And I know this is supposed to be, yeah, it looks like it worked fine. It's just I've got a couple of areas that I'm going to have to go back over, I believe. And it looks like this piece slid. That is part of the issue. That one slid, so that one didn't get covered well. I am going to go ahead and take that off. It's still foiled, but didn't foil as well as I would like. So I am going to have to redo that one and redo this one. But it does look pretty good where it was. I'm foiled right. Just going to shift it up just a little bit. And this one, it's where the top didn't get foiled, so if it goes over the edge a little bit there, that should be okay, I think. I'm going to wait on that one. I'm just going to wait for a sec. I'm going to go ahead and run this through one more time, though, just to be on the safe side. So when you're doing smaller bits like that, you got to be careful that they don't shift around. Okay, so let's take a look. So here's that first one. And it looks like it did pick up that little, it was basically just a tiny little smidge that wasn't covered, but this looks pretty good. And then we've got this banner. This little shield looks pretty good. Got that red on there. Got this second banner, looks really good. And I'm shining it back and forth in the light to see if I can find any places where it didn't foil as well as I'd like. Now we've got our big piece, and just looking at it, it looks to me like it covered really, really well. And that looks pretty good. Now it looks to me like it probably didn't heat as well as I like, so I probably do need to have this heat up a bit longer, but still, that looks really good. Now that we've got all those pieces off, I'm going to grab this one that didn't completely foil and run it back through one more time so that it can basically pick up some more of that foil. Okay, so let's take a look at that one. And it looks like it went ahead and foiled the part that was missing, so that looks good. So next I'm going to trim down my card panel. Now the card panel looks like it's 5 by 7. So you could make a large 5 by 7 card, but you know me, I like doing mine smaller than that. So I just need to decide what part of my skyline do I want to show on this card. So I'm going to cut this down to 4. Yeah, I think that will work. I'm going to go 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm not going to cut off all of the bottom. I do want to have some of the bottom of the buildings, so that's going to look good. So this needs to be 5 1/4, and that looks about right. And then I am going to back it with some of the superhero paper, but I think I'm going to have to trim this down just a little bit more so I can have a little bit more of that paper show. So let me trim it down another 1/4 inch. So this is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. And then this one, I'm going to cut it right at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So this is one of the few cards that is not going to have that white edge around it. So that's going to be the front of my card. That's going to look awesome. And I also want to use some foam to pop it up. So for that, I am going to just use some scraps of foam. And I am going to have to cut it vertically. So this is going to be like 3 1/2. Yeah. So 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 should be the right size to fit right behind the little bit of overhang. And that looks perfect, and then I can just pop it up, and then we don't have to worry about saggy middles. The downside of this is that I do have to use liquid adhesive to make sure that everything sticks. You could do that, or you could use some double-sided adhesive tape. I'm going to just use my art glitter glue. Put that right there in the middle. And then same thing with this one. And one of the big positives about doing this with liquid adhesive is you have time to move it around a little bit so that it fits just like you want. Now what I want to do with these guys is I also want to pop them up because that is who I am, right? This time I'm going to just use some foam tape. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of foam on the back of my little superhero here. Okay, and I'm going to have him right down here, just cause. And then the same kind of thing behind this dad sentiment. Yeah, this card is all about the foam. Okay, and I have already decided that I've changed my mind about how to do the foam on here because I want to make sure that it fits on the front of that shield, which it's not because of the extra bulk here. And this is something that I should already know, right? Let's try that again. So, okay, for this one, I'm just going to glue it on the front of my little shield. Okay, and now I do have enough room to put a little bit of foam, tiny couple pieces, under those tails. So, got a piece of foam here that has no release paper on it anymore. Just tuck that right underneath, press it down, and we're good. Take the release paper off of this one. Do the same kind of thing on the other side. But it needs to be just on the, there we go, just on that top panel. So that looks super cute. So let me go ahead and put that onto a card base. Then as the finishing touch, because you know I love my bling, even though this is going to be a Father's Day card, I can use some of these pretty little stars for a little additional embellishment and a little bit of sparkle. I mean, we've got a little bit of foil on there already, but you can add just a little bit more by adding a few stars into that background. So I'm going to just start off with 3 and see where it goes. I think I want to tuck a couple of them under my little banner here. Okay, so I think that is gonna do it. So that's gonna finish up this card video for Neha's Superhero Digital Card Kit video hop. Hope you liked the video, and you saw this was just super easy. So if you've got anything in your stash already, I already had a cute little guy that I had not used on a card, I think 2 years ago, that I colored up, or you could stamp and color up whatever kind of superhero images you've got on hand, and you are all good to go. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video with me, and be sure to check out all the other hoppers in the hop, because I know they'll have a lot of inspirational projects for you to see. Check out this other video where I'm using some more of Neha's products, because I have done quite a few different videos using some of her digital stamps. So you guys have a wonderful day, and remember, if I can make it, you can too. Have a great day.